Hey everyone, it's Dallas here from PFS. This week's video and drills are going to look at helping us improve our ability to mobilize through this pelvis, which is one of, if not the most crucial movement pattern needed for the golf swing. It allows us to maintain our posture as we load and unload throughout our swing, okay? Really, again, if we have an inability or an inefficiency in creating that pelvic tilt in a standing posture, right? Think about pulling our belly button to our belt buckle or rounding that lower back. A lot of us are going to feel like we have a bit of stickiness or almost a little bit of shaking as we do that, okay? If that's happening, we're likely experiencing some overactive hip flexors, which is going to cause us to want to go into extension in our golf swing, which is essentially standing up through impact, okay? So the first drill that we're going to go through here today is going to be exactly that. We're going to do quadruped, okay, on all hands and knees, all fours, pelvic tilts. And the reason for that is, again, because a lot of times what we see with people in that standing or in that golf posture, it's not that we have an inability to mobilize through the pelvis, it's that we're having a tough time stabilizing in places that are required. So really what we're going to do here, what I'd like to see you do is if you could take like again, we've got a dodgeball here, a pillow would work, something with a little bit of give, okay? We're going to get on all hands and knees and we're going to put this in between our knees to drive some adductors, okay? The other thing that I would like to see you do if you can, is I want you to put your feet up against a wall. Again, I'm using a box here for now. From here, what I want to see us do is we're going to get shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and from here we're going to think about performing those pelvic tilts. Again, the first one is going to be that posterior tilt, which is where I want you to think about pulling that belt buckle to your belly button or rounding of the back. Okay, here I want us to inhale, and then I want us to anteriorly tilt, which is going to be arching that lower back, or you can think about separating the belly button and belt buckle, okay? And again, for this part, I want us to exhale, so it'll look something like this. And again, not forgetting to squeeze the ball in between our knees to drive some adductors, okay? The next one that we're going to perform is going to be a little bit more oblique, but still requires us to maintain that pelvis neutral, okay? From here, we're going to perform an alternating bird-dog exercise, okay? And really what I want to see us do here, we're going to be down on hands and knees again. We're going to think about finding that neutral posture, and as we perform this, we're going to alternate raising one arm and the opposite leg. So again, it'll look something like this. Okay. As we're raising the arm, extending the leg, I really want you to think about keeping that belt buckle and belly button nice and tight, keeping that low back neutral. The tendency will be to kind of arch that lower back. That ribs will want to flare to the ground, okay? With this, again, we're also going to be working a little bit of oblique strength as well as maintaining that neutral pelvis. The last one we're going to perform is going to be a tall kneeling lat stretch, okay? And again, really what this is going to look at doing is working at taking our hands up over our head, okay? Thinking about getting our hands high at the top of our backswing to help create more speed biomechanically, okay? And then from here, as always with these drills, I want us to think about maintaining a neutral pelvis, okay? So we're going to get in here. I want you to think about getting your hands or palms facing behind you. We're going to think about pulling that belt buckle to our belly button, rounding that lower back, okay? And from here, thinking about pulling that stick apart. I want us to drop down as low as we can, okay? Now remember, I want to make sure that that pelvis is maintained, right? I don't want to see that low back arch. I don't want to see the ribs kind of flare to the ground. We're going to start tall, okay? Palms facing behind us. I want us to take a big inhale and then exhale as we drop down. Again, thinking about keeping the forearms vertical, okay? We don't want to see them fall forward. We don't want to pull it behind our head. We're staying vertical with our palms behind us, and this pelvis or this low back is staying nice and neutral, even a little bit posteriorly tilted as we drop down, okay? So those are 3 drills that will really work at improving our ability to maintain a neutral pelvis in our golf swing. Again, the tendency for a lot of people as they make that backswing and start to take their hands overhead is to kind of extend that, arch that lower back, to think about getting their hands higher. But at that point, we've become very unpowerful, I guess, if that is the correct word for it. But really what we want to think about doing is maintaining that neutral pelvis, and then through impact, we want to think about pelvic tilting, okay? And that's going to allow us to create an efficient kinematic sequence, hopefully help us hit it a little farther, as well as have a little more consistent contact through the ball. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at Premier Fitness Systems here in Scottsdale. We'd love to get you in the facility. Have a great day.